Unmasking the Truth. Documentary clearing the shadows, the Nina Ritchie's true events. In a world where the pursuit of truth, justice, and fighting financial fraud often collides with powerful interests, the story of Nina Ritchie emerges as both poignant and revealing. For 43 years, Nina Ritchie devoted her life to serving society, funding her efforts out of her own pocket and paying taxes diligently for 41 years. Her commitment was unwavering, her mission clear: to contribute to the betterment of her community through sheer dedication. London is plagued by criminal activity and is allegedly influenced by members of Freemasonry and the Rotary Club. Several individuals and organizations, including prominent figures like the two most corrupt lords, Rami Ranger and Ashcroft, an ex-commander in the police, Hasmukh Goyal, an area member of BJP RSS Rotary Club, are implicated in corruption, shielding rapists, murderers, and international money laundering mules. However, her altruistic journey has been marred by a troubling series of events. Nina's quest for justice has taken a dramatic turn as she faces a web of deceit spun by individuals she never imagined she would have to confront. At the center of this storm is Sudhir Sharma, a figure whose criminal actions have cast a long shadow over Nina's reputation. Nina Ritchie firmly believes that anyone who breaks the law, regardless of their identity or status, should face stringent consequences and be prosecuted accordingly. Sharma's actions have been met with the complicity of two influential and allegedly corrupt figures, Lord Ashcroft and Lord Rami Ranger. These lords, known for their high positions and vast influence, have played a pivotal role in shielding Sharma from accountability. Their involvement has compounded the challenges Nina faces as she strives to clear her name from the lies and false accusations levied against her. Sudhir Sharma, working on the shop floor at KFC and selling advertising space, is now director of a staggering 46 companies and the rest of his criminal activities. His affiliation with the Brexit Party in Luton North, despite his residence in Hounslow, raises significant concerns about the legitimacy and motivations behind his political activities. Furthermore, Sharma's operations, including a Brexit Party office in Delhi, coupled with allegations of involvement in gun crime, fake degrees, and other fraudulent activities, require immediate and thorough investigation. The story of Nina Ritchie is not just about one woman's fight for her name, but also a broader reflection on the abuse of power and the fragility of truth in the face of corruption. As she continues her quest, Nina's courage and determination stand as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit against adversity. Her struggle sheds light on the urgent need for transparency and justice, highlighting the critical importance of holding powerful individuals accountable under the principles of freedom of expression and the rule of law. The Conservative Party is accused of being involved in organized crime and international money laundering, with claims that the police are covering up these activities while targeting innocent women. Demand for accountability for crimes committed against innocent women without justification. Nina Ritchie wants to make it perfectly clear to small groups of corrupt Freemason members in political parties, law enforcement, the justice system, the House of Lords, and local taxpayer authorities. She is not a woman who wastes time or energy on false accusations. Any claims she makes are 100% true as a victim of your criminal activities against her, particularly regarding how she has been defrauded by the corrupt criminal Sharma. Stop playing the victim when you are the ones acting like thugs, targeting innocent women and stealing from them. Ashcroft, CEO of Crime Stoppers Rami Ranger, Sudhir Sharma, and associated parties, members of the Freemasons, may engage in criminal activities, including acts of terrorism and violence, with the assertion that such individuals receive protection or immunity from prosecution through corrupt practices within certain legal and governmental institutions in London. These are the crimes committed against an innocent woman who fell victim to financial fraud and lies. Instead of offering support, those involved turned against her. They breached over 34 rules of law in the process, committing heinous acts. Now they seek to imprison the very person who was victimized by the crime. Address a series of severe and alarming accusations against you, which implicate your involvement in a prolonged and systematic campaign of harassment, abuse, and criminal activity directed against Nina Ritchie. These actions have caused irreparable harm to Nina Ritchie's life and well-being over the past 7 years. It is imperative that you understand the gravity of these allegations and the necessity of accountability for your actions. The accusations include, but are not limited to, forced homelessness. Who was responsible for forcing Ritchie onto the streets, thereby stripping her of her home and security? Lord Ashcroft, Lord Ranger, local taxpayers, authorities, and the RBKC Council. Financial destitution. Who compelled Ritchie onto state benefits, thereby undermining her financial independence? Blacklisting. Who was involved in blacklisting Ritchie, which further exacerbated her financial and social standing? Sharma paid Freemason members Abdullah Rabhi, drug addict, to spread false allegations against innocent women, accused her of terrorist allegations and spy for the Indian government. Who wrongfully identified Ritchie as a terrorist, leading to unwarranted and severe persecution? Inhumane treatment. Who subjected Ritchie to degrading and inhumane treatment, treating her as if she were less than human? Theft and burglary. Who repeatedly broke into Ritchie's apartment, with the help of local taxpayers, authorities, and the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea Council, Mr. Douglas Goldring, Kimi Fida Mahmood Fauna, members of the House of Parliament, Miss Felicity Buchan's items, and critical evidence necessary for her defence. Illegal surveillance. Who installed spy cameras in her temporary accommodations and at her present residence without her consent? Unlawful monitoring. Who sent individuals posing as plumbers from Luton to surveillance, record, and take photos of Ritchie's activities? Denial of medical treatment. Who obstructed her access to necessary medical treatment provided by the NHS? Sending RSS members in A&E, fabrication of unfound mental health records. Who granted the authorization and submitted false mental health reports with the intent of having her wrongfully committed to a psychiatric institution? Harassment and threats. Who orchestrated campaigns of harassment, including death threats, name-calling, and other criminal activities against her? Malicious framing. Who attempted to plot and frame her, an innocent woman, with the intent of wrongfully imprisoning her? These is pure hatred stalking. Who sent paid stalkers to follow and intimidate her around the clock? All parties involved will face significant consequences for their attempts to wrongfully accuse an innocent woman of crimes she has not committed. In reality, she is a victim of crimes perpetrated against her by criminal Sharma and his paid entourage. These includes police officers, ex-detective Don Lahuchin, ex-commander in police cyber intrusion, who hacked into her phone and WhatsApp communications, infringing on her privacy and personal security. Obstruction of support. Who blocked her access to necessary support and assistance? Nina Ritchie holds Lord Ashcroft, CEO of Crime Stoppers, Lord Rami Ranger, Sudhir Sharma, local taxpayer authorities RBKC Council, and the entities associated with them fully responsible for these actions. Your conduct has deprived her of her livelihood, her dignity and respect, and her fundamental human rights. The implications of your actions extend far beyond mere negligence. They represent a deliberate abuse of power and position. This is not a matter that will be dismissed or forgotten. The suffering she has endured demands answers, accountability, and justice. She expects a prompt and thorough response to each of the questions outlined above. Failure to address these concerns will leave her no choice but to pursue all available legal avenues to seek redress for the harm inflicted upon her. Questions to the Freemasonry-run government. What steps will the government take to ensure that individuals who have dedicated their lives to serving society, like Nina Ritchie, are protected from unlawful targeting by any groups or organizations, including the Freemasons? How does the government plan to address allegations of misconduct and corruption within political parties, law enforcement, and other institutions that are supposed to uphold the law and the Constitution? What measures will be implemented to safeguard the integrity of our legal and mental health systems, ensuring that they are not misused to wrongfully imprison or harm individuals who have not committed any crimes? How can we ensure that those who support and uphold the values of the Constitution are not unjustly penalized or silenced, especially when they have a proven track record of contributing to society and paying their taxes? What actions will be taken to prevent criminal activities, such as money laundering and violence, from being shielded by corrupt individuals within institutions that are supposed to protect the public? How will the government hold accountable those in positions of authority who have allegedly engaged in unethical behavior, such as fabricating mental health reports or using their influence to protect criminals? Quite concerning about the current state of our society, particularly regarding the influence of Freemasonry within our government. It appears that there is a troubling trend where criminals are afforded protection, while victims of crimes are subjected to unjust prosecution. This situation raises important questions about the integrity of our legal system and the principles underlying the proposed new UK Constitution. Nina Ritchie believes it is vital for us to engage in a thoughtful dialogue about these issues to ensure justice and fairness for all members of our community is upheld.